lane when I pass in the street. Bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Wait a minute. Work hard for the cause, so that's why.
On June 21st, 1997, the New York Liberty met the Los Angeles Sparks for the first game in WNBA history.
Welcome to the Great Western Forum on this historic day in women's sport.
Everybody is so fired up about this game. We talked about the nerves, the butterflies. We'll kind of have to see how the game goes in the very beginning because the nerves can show.
And now the official tip-off of today's game, the first ever game for the women's NBA. And the Sparks control. Jamila Weidman starting at the point guard for the Sparks. As you see, grew up just a few blocks away from the Forum. And the first basket in WNBA history is scored by Penny Toller out of Long Beach State. In the first game for the women's NBA.
Love basketball, you love the WNBA.
Miss Skylar Diggs Smith, on behalf of all the people in the world, that is a lie. I truly disagree. If you like basketball, that does not mean you have to love the WNBA.
Goddaughter as well. Turnover. At the top of the key, but Tierra Crutcher-Pratt gets it back a little too antsy with the handle.
In the corner. We'll back it out.
Sitting here watching all of these bloopers in this non-entertaining sport is crazy. And then they get on TV and talk about the pay disparity when they're losing money every year and the NBA is literally subsidizing them. I literally watch other women's sports. Women's soccer.
I watched that.
Women's track and field.
I watched that.
Women's tennis.
I watched that.
This video is not to bash. This video is to bring awareness. What can we do to possibly help? Because it's definitely not going to be intros like this. I mean, I feel like the Golden Girls is about to come on. In the 90s, this was the intro to the WNBA. It first came on Lifetime. And they expected for it to be great. I mean, of course I'm looking at it through 2024 eyes. But, let's be real. The only person we knew was Lisa Leslie. According to league officials, approximately 400,000 fans attended games in May, which is the most they had in 26 years. Even the merchandise has skyrocketed since the start of the season, with a 756% increase. Yet they are still expected to lose $50 million this year. Since the WNBA was founded in 1996, it has lost an average of $10 million per year. The league literally exists in the red.
They say if you watch that video, you die.
Yeah, that's a lot of baloney.
He's also a little delusional. Like the confidence BG, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. It's not a walk in the park over here.
He says you'd be no better than the third best post player on the men's team.
I'm just gonna use that to fuel this. I mean, I'm better, but and I know that kind of gets at him, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, little man.
We'll give it another shot. Hang on, just one second, we'll give it another shot. I don't even think I can touch the bottom of the net. All right, give us a good one. Here it comes, Brittany Griner again. Yeah, lace up the shoes, get them all ready. It's like back in the day with the deep brown Reebok pumps. You gotta pump them up a little bit. Pump them up a little bit, right? Yeah. You know, it's the pressure we put.
Men die out many years ago.
With all these women around, they were probably nagged to death. Are you with me, fellas?
Here's stadium, where our women basketball teams play.
We know can dunk, but good fundamentals.
That more fun to watch.
Oh, God, you're killing me. Oh, God.
Why can't we lower the goal to at least 9.5 feet? To have women dunking on other women would definitely bring more excitement to that game.
We're only playing basketball to dunk? Like, I'm not sure.
You sound insane.
God, I hate when people just constantly ask about dunking. Like, if I dunk, it's gonna make me a millionaire.
drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up.
I watched that.
Can you believe that since 1997 there's only been 54 dunks, with the first one only being set in 2001? When I'm watching these dunks, they are barely getting above the rim, and it's because those rims are too high. Some of them can dunk because they're really tall, but they are still barely above the rim. So if you've been following the WNBA and the Olympics, you learned that there is a lot of politics that's happening behind the scenes, and the girls who deserve to go are not getting to go because the people are making arbitrary decisions based off of what they like and who gets along with the coach, according to her. And if you ask me, it's probably more about who they want to represent the United States, what face they want on the front cover. And Arike is beautiful, I'm not saying that, but when it comes to the other people and making decisions on who's going to represent the United States, I'm pretty sure that all of those things came into play. She didn't want to say it, but I'm saying it. And I absolutely believe that she was slighted. She's been there since 2019. They said Caitlin Clark didn't have the experience. Okay, but she does. And not only that, she got MVP twice when they beat the USA team. Twice. After having a great night during the WNBA All-Star and USA team, she stopped by the nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco to talk about the politics in the Olympics.
When the list came out and your name wasn't on it, what was the first thoughts that go through your mind?
Well, the thing is, I pretty much had an idea that I wouldn't be on it. So there's trials and stuff that go on throughout the years and previous, and you do it and you see the vibes. And I mean, me being me, I just felt the vibes. Like, honestly, when it comes to that stuff, it really doesn't have much to do with your game. It's really about who they feel like fits with the team, which,
okay,
I mean, that's on the men's side too. You know, you could have said Kyrie could have made it and stuff like that. Like, the committees say they look for people who, you know, I don't know, honestly, but I could already tell, like, that wasn't the type of vibe they were going. So I actually took my name out the pool like months ago. So when the list came out, I know everybody in hoopball, like, Arike should have been in. I knew I wouldn't be on it. Now, that's not saying I didn't think maybe last year I would be on the team and I was good enough to make the team, but when the list came out, I knew I would not be on that one at the time because I took my name out the pool. And with the pool, it's a big commitment. Like, if I know that they're not picking me, I'm not going to, you know, keep getting texted and keep having, that's what I'm saying, keep having people pull up, keep going to these trials when I know the vibe. So me being me, I'm like, I'm not about to give y'all my time if I know the vibe.
Yeah, she was slighted for this team, for them. She was slighted for them. And although there is talent on the USA team, it is absolutely obvious that they are not the most talented. If you watch it, the only person you see is Aja doing something, and she's basic as well. It seems we need to let the ladies in the WNBA know that they are not men. You're never going to be on a man's level athletically, because if that were the case, we would all be playing in sports together. There would be no women's sports and men's sports separately. Think about it. They are athletically superior to us. That's just the way it is. And see, until you all really realize that, you're always going to be fighting against yourselves, putting the blame on everyone else instead of changing your perspective and figuring out what the real problem is. The shortest person to dunk in the WNBA is Candace Parker, who is 6 foot 3 inches tall. The shortest person to dunk in the NBA was Spud Webb, who was 5 foot 6 inches tall. So that right there lets you know that it's not about height, it's about athleticism. It's about us being women and them being men, and realizing that when it comes to athleticism, they are going to be more dominant. We understand that the NBA is a lot older than the WNBA and they're still really young. However, it's time to get it together. It's time to move forward and become more lucrative so that you all can stop being the subsidy queens. I mean, come on. If you have as much pride as you have, you don't want the NBA to be carrying you like that. You want to be able to sustain yourself. As women, that's what we want. And I'm all for that. However, you can't expect a league to give you more money if you're losing money and they're steady subsidizing you. And so I can see it from both angles because I have perspective. When you have tunnel vision and you only see things from a viewpoint of, well, they're doing this to me because I'm a woman, you just sound like a crybaby. It gives me nothing but entitlement and whiny. And that's not what we want to give ladies, because we already know how they try to critique us and put us into these little brackets of being a bitch when we're assertive about certain things, when we are trying to tell the people what we want. But at the same time, we can't have that type of attitude without something to back it up, especially when it's in this male-dominated world. when it comes to sports?
Women's basketball is largely supported just in terms of demographics by older men, for whatever reason, who like fundamental basketball,
The fundamentals of dribbling. First,
You know, with all the research I've been doing on the WNBA since I've made this video, all I've been hearing is fundamental basketball. What professional league wants to be known as fundamental? Fundamental is the foundation. It's where you start. And that is why everyone looks at the WNBA as so basic. And they seem to be so complacent. They get upset when you ask them about lowering the rims and things like that to try to help out and make it more exciting. And they try to blame it on everyone else except for who's really to blame. I mean, let's be honest. With all the different ways to connect to people and to an audience these days, there's no reason why the WNBA has not evolved more than they are.
Oh, I've seen women in college, the rec center, who are better than people in the WNBA. I'm telling you, there are so many good female basketball players. The biggest thing is that young women don't really aspire to be in the WNBA. A lot of them don't. Most moms in general don't want their daughters playing basketball. And once again, the league is not even fun enough to really watch to where casual fans are gonna sit down and watch it. So yeah, most girls already don't like sports in general. And let's say that they actually do, they're just gonna watch the NBA and not really see representation because y'all's league is boring. The fourth thing, change up the uniforms. The uniforms are just blatantly ugly. I mean, they're filled with branded logos and weird colors, and they just do not look good on TV in general. And I'm telling you, that does matter. It's just that there's too much going on to where it's just not appealing. And the last thing, you guys need more likable players. This specifically has been brought up numerous times because, let's be honest, the only time y'all's players are in the mainstream is whenever they are attacking an NBA player. Not gonna go over well. Whenever you guys are complaining about wages or calling out somebody like Harrison Barnes or Iggy or somebody showing y'all love, like basketball players are seen all the time, praised, help you guys out, and are forced to promote y'all's league. And anytime one of them says anything you guys don't like, they don't know y'all's name, you guys literally get so offended and take it personally. Iggy probably don't know half of the dudes' names on that Memphis team he left last season. It is what it is. It's literally not a big deal. I honestly think that if you guys fixed your public image, it would also help you guys out tremendously and stop trying to get these NBA comparisons because you guys both play basketball.
In conclusion, as more young girls engage in basketball inspired by players who can dunk, the landscape will be changing. Training programs are focused more on strength and vertical leap and are becoming more prevalent, encouraging the next generation of females to push their limits and strive for the rim. The next generation will be great, and they will bring greatness to the WNBA. I just want to thank you guys for joining me today. This is our second video. I am your field reporter, just in time, and this is Sports Talk with Tamika D. Thank you for being here. See you next time. Don't forget, never give up on your dreams.